啊，不可能，不可能！对不起，对不起，晚安，大家好。すいませんでした。Hello, can you speak English a little? Hi, welcome. 每日烹 ，Yeah, sorry. 水晶安，大家安安，刚烧好的水，安安，小芬晚安。是的，在你们的鞭策之下，它有烧快一点。You're so cute. Oh my god, thank you. I bet you're cute too. 大家晚上好，晚安晚安。这么晚了，应该都休息了吧？吗？水晶的 a little 就是 a little。好，来给你们道个晚安。东东晚安，多日晚安，海色晚安，阿佩晚安，萨米晚安，牡丹21年晚安，诗人晚安。初见土拨鼠晚安，你好，晚安晚安，谢谢多日送出的一个汇集，恭喜贝赫莫特加入会员，晚安晚安，奥塔桑晚安 ，Kido 晚安 ，Gino 晚安，月月晚安，今天露营回来，好格宿露营吗？查查晚安，神木晚安，今天教官说的话，我们直接哭爆了，回来之后我也还在哭，真的假的？是那个要分别的时候讲的一些感性的话吗？然后是不是会说现在让我们闭上眼睛低头然后会放一些很感人的音乐，什么那个什么五月天的那个什么干杯吗？然后放一些感人音乐，然后说什么想想你们的老师啊和你们的朋友啊，你们这几天经历了什么之类的。有跟教官那个吗？教官、执行官还有那个队副，有跟他们抱抱吗？对格宿没有好印象，睡袋太短，直到腰，2个整晚没睡，要怎么直到腰啊？腰是人的一半哎。Are you twice bigger than other people? 你们那一届没有格宿露营，少了一个经历呢。没事没事，格宿露营还好，也没有多好玩，普通好玩，还好啦。有初见，你是怎么念你的名字呢 ？Agrees。初见安安，晚安晚安。没事啦，格宿露营就是在前2天，很多人会骂你。然后你们会做一些很疯狂的事情，你们会忘记自己的自尊，为你们的小队争取荣誉。到最后一天的时候呢，这一切都会化解开来，然后会有一个执行官跟你们说一些很感人的话，你们会哭在一起这样子。然后你们最后会获得的是一个疲惫的身躯跟扫下的喉咙，就是这样子。是的，还好啦。里面还有荧光棒，对，那个荧光棒我都会舍不得丢掉，会绑在手上。学校没有弥补没有格宿露营的我们这一届，是因为疫情的关系吗？疫情感觉好像让很多学校的活动减少了，但学校也没办法弥补，毕竟也过去了。敲碗鸟板出能晒出海色水晶岩的矿泉水周边，不是，是什么让你们觉得矿泉水晒得出盐 ？It's 矿泉水，它就是白开水，它没有。What's wrong with you guys？ 逻辑何在？逻辑何在？为何？艾特北门激流水晶是不是需要快煮壶还是除下饮水？对不起。对不起，我会记得早一点烧水。对不起。毕业旅行晚会，教官叫我们跟格宿露营那晚一样嗨，我们就没有哦。前面经历的不一样嘛，前面你们有一些格宿露营有一些很折磨人的地方，你们就会有一些团队精神。 许愿烧水 ASMR 不是烧水，就是一个电热水壶在那边，有什么好 ASMR 的？又不是咕噜咕噜。倒水 ASMR， 倒水 ASMR， 我们酒砸的时候蛮多的、啊。我们还有喷射 ASMR， 记得吗？我们还有喷射 ASMR。格苏录音是一种心灵成长课。今天的水晶还是老样子可爱，谢谢你，谢谢 Eric， 晚安。你还在回家路上辛苦了，使用路上小心。废墟游戏。老师晚上好，看你晚安，跟你晚安。想想就好玩哦，但就是想玩哦，也是啦，没体验过的最美好。FKR 晚安，最美丽的水晶，你好，晚安晚安。你等一下可以补档睡一顿好觉，你去后面罚站。你晚安晚安，大家跟你说空邦哇空邦哇，是不是要出配信了？对吧？我看一下，是吧？3月2号，帮你把链接分享过来。我们的妮恩同学要出配信了，大家可以先进去蹲一下，开个小铃铛，按个订阅，这样我会睡得有点内疚，那不是很好吗？那不是很好吗？这样很棒啊！出配信加油，相信您一定准备得非常好，加油加油！希望那天可以看到老师，我会尽我所能的抵达现场，尽我所能的抵达。加油加油！还是我现在先去留言一下，我现在先去。好，好期待，好期待，朱佩加油！我没有抱着一个戏谑的心情在打这串文字啊，我先说，我是很真心的期待您的初配信。好的，一位晚安。好，点干嘛？干嘛？真的啦，我是真的很期待你的初配信。加油！哦，已经有人叫你恩了耶，这样有对吗？这样有对吗？恩，你也可以接受被叫恩吗？加盐矿泉水是不是就是生理实验水？对啊，加盐矿泉水不就是生理实验水吗？不需要北门7号来出这个周边吧？你们去药局买就好了。好的，晶晶干嘛？晶晶好，我们今天都用那个大家名字最后2个字来呼叫彼此吧。但东东就是东东啊，没有什么好改变的，可恶！许荣就变蓉蓉。奶油酱油老师，晚安晚安，欢迎你来。老师，我发现我没有给您扳手，不好意思，我现在给您扳手。老师晚安。欧塔桑可以变什么？欧，还是你要塔？你的原名也是叠词空，这么酷。以后老师如果要讲单字恩，就可以说就是逆恩的那个恩。好啊。没有什么问题。之后就出单字教学的时候，我们就着重介绍 neon 这个字，不错， 我觉得这个词很棒，我们就着重介绍它。麻薯晚安。麻薯是鼠鼠。晚上好，晚上好。哦 ，V 恰晚安。还有失敬 ASMR 没有，没有失敬 ASMR 没有 ，No， 没有。那 V 恰是什么？恰恰吗？格宿心灵成长营，高中露营就是一种要学生忘记羞耻心的活动。花钱被骂，你们那届没有迎新跟婢旅，你们怎么什么都没有？高中格宿露营直接翘掉，国中睡过帐篷，从此发誓再也不睡帐篷。但我觉得，我听说很多人的格宿露营经验超级不一样的，就是有些人是睡小木屋，有些人是睡甚至是饭店房间，然后有些人是睡帐篷，但他的帐篷是真的在草地上的帐篷，就觉得还蛮不同的。那我这边有油，有油。芳芳晚安，恰恰。小木屋什么贵族学校也有，就是在小木屋里面睡袋的。我差点讲在小木屋里面搭帐篷，我想了一下，想说是怎么会有那么白痴？但是很鸡肋的事情就是他们会教你搭帐篷，但是又让你睡小木屋，就是你搭了帐篷你不会睡到。就是让你演练一下。高中的时候，同学去摇人家帐篷，结果跌倒，把人家帐篷弄垮。好白目，好，等一下，笑到我咳嗽，好好笑。我觉得那个画面应该蛮尴尬的，就是深更半夜，可能有些人在熟睡的时候，你睡到一半，你的帐篷整个垮下来。而且居然是因为你同学在摇你的帐篷，太惨了吧！我如果是睡在那个帐篷里面的人，我会把他打死，太惨了吧！迎新改到 Minecraft 举办，哇哦，太赞了！高三住过小木屋，我觉得睡饭店的有点太过分了，不是饭店啦，就是房间，对，就是一栋一栋的那种房间，我就觉得有点婢旅是不是有点太多了？怎么可以睡那么舒服？帐篷里面的人以为地震，直接尖叫。那后来摇帐篷那个人还好吗？他有被大家挞伐或是被处罚吗？这就是恋爱吗？不是吧？是因为从天降吗？这不是恋爱。小男生为了表达好感都会去捉弄女生，这不是捉弄了吧？这是陷害吧？这不是捉弄的程度了。帐篷垮掉也是蛮危险的吧？那个杆子什么的，如果砸到睡觉中的人，应该是蛮危险的。就是赤裸裸的陷害啊！与其说是恋爱，倒不如说是，比如说我跟另外一个人喜欢上同一个人，然后那个人要陷害我，我觉得比较像是这样子啊。脸着地流着鼻血抬头，全部人开始笑。OK， 好吧，那我觉得这个结局应该是比被惩罚或是被挞伐来得更好。虽然他被取笑了，但是祝福他。呀，这是一种刺杀吧。摇帐篷的会是班上核心人物那一种，就算是核心人物这个也太不可原谅了吧？就是如果造成很严重的后果的话，男生去把女生帐篷弄倒，怕不是要度过灰色的青春？会哦，会哦，不太好，不太好。反过来也不好啦。好嘞，好嘞。我们今天要念什么呢？我们今天要念那个是猴子首领，好好笑。猴子首领是吧？我虽然 没有说非常的支持这样子的称呼方式，但是你一讲猴子首领，就是脑袋里面就是会有一些画面跟，就是觉得大概知道是什么样的人。OK， 是一个很方便的一种形容方式。快速拔光银钉比摇帐篷更有杀伤力，奇怪的小知识，大家不要学，大家不要学。好，我们就要念什么呢？我们就要念的是一个比较偏诗歌体的东西，诗集，它是诗集。然后呢，为什么要念这个？因为我觉得大家最近有一个生活过得比较忙碌、比较疲乏的迹象。那这个诗集呢，它是里面写的都是关于纯真啊、孩童啊、幻想啊、温暖等等的这样子的美好内容。我觉得很适合觉得生无可恋的大人们。它是泰戈尔的新月集，它是以一个孩童的视角下去写的一个很浅显易懂，但是又很值得玩味的很温暖的一本诗集。我觉得很适合一些就是已经心如死灰，每天带着丧尸般的身体去工作，然后回到家就是看起来快不行了的大人们，或者是读书很辛苦的学生们。我觉得大家都需要一点纯真的力量。所以你听的时候，你可能会觉得就是很幻想的东西，很没有什么，好像没有什么很值得深究的地方，感觉很像童书。但是我觉得我们都累了我们都有累的时候，然后我们也都会有心灵匮乏的时候，所以读一点孩童一般的内容也没有什么不好，我是这样觉得的。水晶觉得我们不纯真了，我不是这个意思我不是这个意思，我只是觉得就是完蛋，不好解释了我只是觉得如果现在此时此刻有一个 moment， 这世界上有任何一个人他觉得很疲惫，他觉得心如槁木心如死灰，每天都觉得汲汲营营，不知道自己在做什么，他刚好有机会可以点进这个直播，我希望他获得一点安慰，一些孩童般的这种纯真的力量呀，我会念这样子温暖的内容给你们听。我是这样想的啦。偷偷把水倒进去帐篷，这个真是救命哦这台突然文艺气息拉满，我本来就很有文艺气息，你什么意思你还在路上辛苦啦其实有时幼稚点的时候会更好过呀。这不就是把我不要吃的巧克力当成有人送他的，又被我说那是我放的那个同事吗？怎么你说这个坏人干嘛？谢谢水晶，老人院全员返老还童是不是很多人在通勤的时候听我的台啊？感觉以前蛮常看到，就是你们说正在骑车什么之类的大家路上小心在骑车的或者是在通勤的走路的要注意交通安全好吗？还有那个说很想回复，但是我正在骑车的，先不要回复先不要回复，不急不急我刚说巧克力是我不要的，打破他的幻想，心如死灰。你这属于打破幻想啊你让别人心如死灰是吧不愧是你，好的那我们今天就是要怎么样把这个被打破的幻想重新建立起来，把这个心如死灰的人让他重新燃起一些纯真的希望。被你打破幻想的那个人让我来把它建立起来，除非你讨厌他，那就算了除非他很讨人厌，那没关系，就不用了一个不小心击碎了他的心我知道你们很想回复，但你们先别回。对的确有好几次通勤时听水晶，我觉得如果你是坐车走路可能还好，骑车就真的先不要。我知道你很想回，我很感激，但你先不要回我心如死灰，都在拖稿没写稿，那你怎么可以拖稿呢？为什么不写稿呢 ？V 叉，我们已经有2期的寓教于乐，没有看到你的美妙文章了，为什么拖稿？ 让我们一起帮 WeChat 加油，写稿顺利，耶！好的，我现在去写对不起，没有逼，没有催，没有逼你，也没有催你，没有逼，没有逼，不要紧张，没有催，没有催。哦，你知道吗？就是针对，比如说没有灵感啊，或者是说不知道怎么书写之类的。水晶以前看过一则很棒很棒的 TED Talk， 他有讲，就是很多在文学领域或是在艺术领域耕耘的人，他们很常会因为没有灵感，或者是没有办法做出好的作品，或者是为了追求一些特定的感受，比如说痛苦，比如说忧郁，然后为了能够一直产出好的作品，而让他们的人生有点受到影响，心情有点受到影响，身心灵健康都有点受到影响。这个时候怎么办呢？这个时候怎么办？仔细听哦，在古希腊时代 ，genius 这个字啊，它并不是指天才，就是它不是指人。我们现在说很聪明的人，我们叫 genius， 你是天才。但是在以前的时代啊，这个词它是指一种精灵，它是指一种生活在艺术家们的这个工作坊的墙壁里面的一种小精灵。这种精灵呢，他们会在艺术家不在的时候飞出来，咻咻咻咻咻，然后飞到你作品上，帮你把作品就是多做一些修改，或者是说给予你灵感，然后再咻咻咻咻咻飞回墙壁里面。所以其实以前天才这个字啊，它不是指人，它是指一种神灵，一种不存在的东西。而这个用意呢，就是告诉我们，你没有灵感没有关系，你觉得自己在追求艺术或者是追求你的文学作品的这条路上，你没有想法没有关系，那只是你的小精灵没有在运作，那只是你的小精灵他可能偷懒，他没有在半夜咻咻咻咻咻飞出来，在你的作品上面帮你加工，这样没有咻咻咻咻咻给你灵感，所以不是你的问题。其实那个作者他在 TED Talk 中讲这个故事，也是希望大家把这种就是对艺术家的这种寄托跟期待呢拿下来，因为当我们把天才这个概念放到人身上的时候，这个人就背负了太多的责任。而以前的人是不会把这种责任放在人类身上的，他们选择放在一些未知的神灵身上，就是这个用意，让人不要被压垮，不要被赋予太多的期待跟责任。所以别差没事的没事的，只是你墙壁里的小精灵没有在工作而已，不是你的问题，放轻松。因为这样才能脱稿演出，这也是蛮棒的。水晶的防小人之力还在发力，水晶一直都蛮防小人的。稿是时间到就会自动冒出来的东西，也是啊。当你的 deadline 要来的时候，奋笔疾书啊。大学迎新时原本是睡帐篷，结果风雨太大被紧急叫起来，搬移帐篷到有屋檐的地方，水泥地，重新搭起帐篷与行李，重新睡。已经有约1/3的同学全身湿了，雨不知道怎么灌到帐篷里面。这真的是起来重睡耶！天哪，这是睡到一半想说，怎么感觉很湿，然后发现自己已经淹一半了，是不是？这段催稿该不会是变成一支 short 吧？好啊，Why not？ Why not？ 我知道有个艺术家落魄时跑去发起战争，这就是什么？就是当你对一个东西太执着的时候，可能会出现这样子的状况。所以怎么样？我们把这种执着放下，都是你墙壁里面的小精灵没有在好好工作，不要怪自己，也不要太执着呀。这算一种找代打吗？一种责任分担。现在的小精灵就会捣乱，懂了？那我把责任放在水晶身上，水晶不行啊，不行啊，我担不起这个责任，我承担不起这份辛苦。谢谢水晶学到了，我去叫小精灵帮我画贺图。好的，你跟你的小精灵都加油。 你给我去写稿，明天交。我不要啊，我要罢工，你能怎么样？CD 主播安安，维尼万晚安晚安。水晶是大，对，我是180公分大精灵，我不是小精灵，我也不住在你家墙壁里面，太可怕了。我住在北门7又赐予我的大别墅里面，我是180公分大精灵。我的小精灵怎么都不做事，对，有的时候就是有时候小精灵也要休息啊，对啊，所以不要太放在心上。好，闲聊了一下，我们来准备念今天的文章。住在人家地下室，感觉住地下室不是一个太好的一个，就是感觉住地下室在影视作品里面都是有一些什么 murder 要发生的时候。我要请我家小精灵念英文给我听。心灵晚安。那你就不需要我了。那你就不需要大精灵念给你听了。水晶住在墙壁里面会避癌，海沙屋。对啊，我怎么可以住墙壁里面呢？会海沙屋啊，不好不好。水晶是可爱精灵，谢谢谢谢，你也可爱。好，来吧来吧。让我把降噪开起来，你们应该会听得比较清楚。好，念书，哎呦，念书中。念书中看不到聊天室，还请大家见谅。会太吵吗？或是杂音太多？但我好像也不能做什么，也不能搬家。新月期 ，OK。哦，两个字体不一样，看起来好燥哦。等一下。降噪 OK， 好的好的，可以住我家墙壁，不可以，不可以。好，那这本诗集呢，它是分一个章节一个章节，然后每个章节呢都有一个各自的主题，大部分呢都是第一人称，都是从一个孩童的视角下去写的。那它的第一篇呢是 The Home， 家，大家可以挂着，然后已经准备好休息的呢，可以听着睡觉。じゃあ、行きます。I paced along the road across the field while the sunset was hiding its last gold-like misery. The daylight sank deeper and deeper into the darkness, and the widowed land, whose harvest had been reaped, lay silent. Suddenly, a boy's shrill voice rose into the sky. He traversed the dark unseen, leaving the track of his song across the hush of the evening. His village home lay there at the end of the wasteland, beyond the sugarcane field, hidden among the shadows of the banana and the slender areca palm, the cocoa nut and the dark green jackfruit trees. I stopped for a moment in my lonely way under the starlight, and saw spread before me the darkened earth surrounding with her arms countless homes furnished with cradles and beds, mothers' hearts and evening lamps, and young lives glad with a gladness that knows nothing of its value for the world. On the seashore. On the seashore of endless worlds, children meet. The infinite sky is motionless overhead, and the restless water is boisterous. On the seashore of endless worlds, the children meet with shouts and dances. They built their houses with sand, and they played with empty shells. With withered leaves, they weaved their boats and simply float them on the vast deep. Children have their play on the seashore of worlds. They know not how to swim. They know not how to cast nets. Pearl fishers dive for pearls. Merchants sail in their ships, while children gather pebbles and scatter them again. They seek not for hidden treasures. They not know how to cast nets. The sea surges up with laughter, and pale gleams the smile of sea beach. Death-dealing waves sing meaningless ballads to the children, even like a mother while rocking her baby's cradle. The sea plays with children, and pale gleams the smile of the sea beach. On the seashore of endless worlds, children meet. Tempest rooms in the pathless sky. Ships are wrecked in the trackless water. Death is abroad and children play. On the seashore of endless world is the great meeting of children. The source. The sleep that flits on baby's eyes. Does anybody know from where it comes? Yes, there's a rumor that it has its dwelling where in the fairy village among shadows of the forest dimly lit with glow-worms. There hang two shy buds of instrument. From there it comes to kiss baby's eyes. The smile that flickers on baby's lips when he sleeps. Does anybody know where it was born? Yes, there's a rumor that a young pale beam of a crescent moon touched the edge of a vanishing autumn cloud. And there the smile was first born in the dream of a dew-washed morning, the smile that flickers on baby's lips when he sleeps. The sweet, soft freshness that blooms on baby's limbs. Does anybody know where it was hidden so long? Yes, when the mother was a young girl, it lay pervading her heart in tender and silent mystery of love. The sweet, soft freshness that has bloomed on baby's limbs. Baby's way. If baby only wanted to, he could fly up to heaven this moment. It is not for nothing that he does not leave us. He loves to rest his head on mother's bosom and cannot ever bear to lose sight of her. Baby knows all manner of wise words, though few on earth can understand their meaning. It is not for nothing that he never wants to speak. The one thing he wants is to learn mother's words from mother's lips. That is why he looks so innocent. Baby had a heap of gold and pearls, yet he came like a beggar onto this earth. It is not for nothing he came in such a disguise. This dear little naked mendicant pretends to be utterly helpless so that he may beg for mother's wealth of love. Baby was so free from every tie in the land of the tiny crescent moon. It was not for nothing he gave up his freedom. He knows that there's room for endless joy in mother's little corner of her heart, and it is sweeter far than liberty to be caught and pressed in her dear arms. Baby never knew how to cry. He dwelt in the land of perfect bliss. It is not for nothing he has chosen to shed tears. Though, with the smile of his dear face, he draws mother's yearning heart to him, yet his little cries over tiny troubles weave the double bond of pity and love. The unheeded pigeon. Who was it colored that little frog, my child, and covered your sweet limbs with that little red tunic? You have come out in the morning to play in the courtyard, tottering and tumbling as you run. But who was it colored that little frog, my child? What is it makes you laugh, my little lifebud? Mother smiles at you standing on the threshold. She claps her hand, and her bracelets jingle, and you dance with your bamboo stick in your hand like a tiny little shepherd. But what is it makes you laugh, my little lifebud? Oh, beggar, what do you beg for? Clinging to your mother's neck with both your hands. Oh, greedy heart, shall I pluck the world like a fruit from the sky to place it on your little rosy palm? Oh, beggar, what are you begging for? The wind carries away in glee and thinking of your anklet bills. The sun smiles and watches your toilet. The sky watches over you when you sleep in your mother's arms, and the morning comes tiptoe to your bed and kisses your eyes. The wind carries away in glee the tinkling of your anklet bells. The fairy mistress of dreams is coming towards you, flying through the twilight sky. The world mother keeps her seat by you in your mother's heart. He who plays his music to the stars is standing at your window with his flute, and the fairy mistress of dreams is coming towards you, flying through the twilight sky. Sleep stiller. Who stole sleep from baby's eyes? I must know. Clasping her pitcher to her waist, mother went to fetch water from the village nearby. It was noon. The children's playtime was over. The ducks in the pond were silent. The shepherd boy lay asleep under the shadow of the banyan tree. The crane stood grave and still in the swamp near the mango grove. In the meanwhile, the sleep stiller came, and snatching sleep from baby's eyes, flew away. When mother came back, she found the baby traveling the room over on all fours. Who stole sleep from our baby's eyes? I must know. I must find her and chain her up. I must look into that dark cave where through boulders and scrolling stones trickles a tiny stream. I must search in the drowsy shade of the bacula grove where pigeons coo in their corner, and fairies' anklets tingle in the stillness of starry nights. In the evening, I will peep into the whispering silence of the bamboo forest, where fireflies squander their light, and will ask every creature I meet, can anybody tell me where the sleep stiller lives? Who stole sleep from baby's eyes? I must know. Shouldn't I give her a good lesson if I could only catch her? I will raid her nest and see where she hoards all her stolen sleep. I will plunder it all and carry it home. I will blind her 2 wings secretly, set her on the bank of the river, and then let her play at fishing with a reed among the rushes and water lilies. When the marketing is over in the evening, and the village children sit in their mothers' laps, then the night birds will mockingly din her ears with, whose sleep will you steal now? The beginning. Where have I come from? Where did you pick me up? The baby asked its mother. She answered, half crying, half laughing, and clasping the baby to her breast. You were hidden in my heart as its desire, my darling. You were in the doors of my childhood's games. And when with clay I made the image of my God every morning, I made and unmade you then. You were enshrined with our household deity. In his worship I worshipped you. In all my hopes and my loves, in my life, in the life of my mother you have lived. In the lap of the deathless spirit who rules our home, you have been nursed for ages. When in girlhood my heart was opening its petals, you hovered as a fragrance about it. Your tender softness bloomed in my youthful limbs, like a glow in the sky before the sunrise. Heaven's first darling, twin-born with the morning light, you have floated down the stream of the world's life, and at last you have strengthened it on my heart. As I gaze on your face, mystery overwhelms me. You who belong to all have become mine. For fear of losing you, I hold you tight to my breast. What magic has snared the world's treasure in these slender arms of mine? Baby's world. I wish I could take a quiet corner in the heart of my baby's very own world. I know it has stars that talk to him, and a sky that stoops down to his face and amuse him with its silly clouds and rainbows. Those who make believe to be dumb and look as if they never could move come creeping to his window with their stories and with trays crowded with bright toys. I wish I could travel by the road that crosses baby's mind and out beyond all bonds, where messengers run errands for no cost between the kingdoms of kings of no history, where reason makes kite of her laws and flies them, and truth sets fact free from its fetters. When and why? When I bring you colored toys, my child, I understand why there is such a play of colors on clouds, on water, and why flowers are painted in tints. When I give colored toys to you, my child, when I sing to make you dance, I truly know why there's music in leaves, and why waves send their chorus of voices to the heart of the listening earth when I sing to make you dance. When I bring sweet things to your greedy hands, I know why there is honey in the cup of the flower, and why fruits are secretly filled with sweet juice when I bring sweet things to your greedy hands. When I kiss your face to make you smile, my darling, I surely understand what pleasure streams from the sky in the morning light, and what delight the summer breeze brings to my body when I kiss you to make you smile. Defamation. Why are those tears in your eyes, my child? How horrid of them to be always scolding you from nothing. You have stained your fingers and face with ink while writing. Is that why they call you dirty? Would they dare to call the full moon dirty because it has smudged its face with ink? For every little trifle they blame you, my child. They are ready to find fault for nothing. You tore your clothes while playing. Is that why they call you untidy? What would they call an autumn morning that smiles through its ragged clouds? Take no heed of what they say to you, my child. Take no heed of what they say to you, my child. They make a long list of your misdeeds. Everybody knows how you love sweet things. Is that why they call you greedy? What then would they call us who love you? The judge. Say of him what you please. but I know my child's feelings. I do not love him because he's good, but because he's my little child. How should you know how dear he can be when you try to weigh his merits against his faults? When I must punish him, he becomes all the more a part of my being. When I cause his tears to come, my heart weeps with him. I alone have a right to blame and punish, for he only may chastise who loves. Playthings. Child, how happy you are sitting in the dust, playing with a broken twig all the morning. I smile at your play with that little bit of a broken twig. I am busy with my count, adding up figures by the hour. Perhaps you glanced at me and think, what a stupid game to spoil your morning with. Child, have I forgotten the art of being observed in sticks and mud pies? I seek out costly playthings and gather lumps of gold and silver. With whatever you find, you create your glad games. I spend both my time and my strength over things I never can obtain. In my frail canoe, I struggle to cross the sea of desire, and forget that I too am playing a game. The Astronomer. I only said, when in the evening the round full moon gets entangled among the branches of that cotton tree, couldn't somebody catch it? But Dada laughed at me and said, Baby, you are the silliest child I have ever known. The moon is ever so far from us. How could anybody catch it? I said, Dada, how foolish you are. When Mother looks out of her window and smiles down at us playing, would you call her far away? Still said, you are a stupid child. But, baby, where could you find a net big enough to catch the moon with? I said, surely you can catch it with your hands. But Dada laughed and said, you are the silliest child I have known. If it came near, you would see how big the moon is. I said, Dada, what nonsense they teach at your school. When Mother bends her face down to kiss us, does her face look very big? But still Dada says, you are a stupid child. Clouds and waves. Mother, the folk who live up in the clouds called out to me. We play from the time we wake till the day ends. We play with the golden dawn, we play with the silver moon. I ask, but how am I to get up to you? They answer, come to the edge of the earth, lift up your hands to the sky, and you will be taken up into the clouds. My mother is waiting for me at home, I say. How can I leave her and come? Then they smile and float away. But I know a nicer game than that, Mother. I shall be the cloud and you the moon. I shall cover you with both my hands, and our house top will be the blue sky. The folk who live in the waves call out to me. We sing from morning till night. On and on we travel and know not where we pass. I ask, but how am I to join you? They tell me, come to the edge of the shore and stand with your eyes tight shut, and you will be carried out upon the waves. I said, my mother always wants me at home in the evening. How can I leave her and go? Then they smile, dance, and pass by. But I know a better game than that. I will be the waves, and you will be the strange shore. I shall roll on and on and on. and break upon your lap with laughter, and no one in the world will know where we both are.没醒着的人就是少一次机会听水晶叫他们 baby. The Champa flower. Supposing I became a Champa flower, just for fun, and grew on a branch high up that tree, and shook in the wind with laughter, and danced upon the newly bud leaves, would you know me, mother? You would call, baby, where are you? And I should laugh to myself and keep quiet. I should sillily open my petals and watch you at your work. When after your bath, with wet hair spread on your shoulders, you walked through the shadow of the Champa tree to the little court where you say your prayers. You would notice the scent of the flower, but not know that it came from me. When after the midday meal you sat at the window reading Ramayana, and the tree's shadow fell over your hair and your lap, I should fling my wee little shadow onto the page of your book, just where you were reading. But would you guess that it was the tiny shadow of your little child? When in the evening you went to the coal shed with the lighted lamp in your hand, I should suddenly drop onto the earth again to be your own baby once more, and beg you to tell me a story. Where have you been, you naughty child? I won't tell you, mother. That's what you and I would say then. Fairyland. If people came to know where my king's palace is, they would vanish into the air. The walls are of white silver and the roof of shining gold. The queen lives in the palace with 7 courtyards, and she wears a jewel that costs all the wealth of 7 kingdoms. But let me tell you, mother, in a whisper, where my king's palace is. It is at the corner of our terrace, where the part of the tulips plant stands. The princess lies sleeping on the faraway shore of the 7 impassable seas. There is none in the world who can find her but myself. She has bracelets on her arms and pearl drops in her ears. Her hair sweeps down upon the floor. She will wake when I touch her with my magic wand, and jewels will fall from her lips when she smiles. But let me whisper in your ear, mother. She's there in the corner of our terrace, where the part of the tulsi plant stands. When it is time for you to go to the river for your bath, step up to that terrace on the roof. I sit in the corner where the shadows of walls meet together. Only Puss is allowed to come with me, for she knows where the barber in the story lives. But let me whisper, mother, in your ear where the barber in the story lives. It is at the corner of the terrace where the part of the tulsi plants stands. The land of the exile. Mother, the light has grown grey in the sky. I do not know what the time is. There's no fun in my play, so I have come to you. It is Saturday, our holiday. Leave off your work, mother. Sit here by the window and tell me where the desert of Sympathy in the fairy tale is. The shadow of the rains has covered the day from end to end. The fierce lightning is scratching the sky with its nails. When the clouds rumble and it thunders, I love to be afraid in my heart and cling to you. When the heavy rain patters for hours on the bamboo leaves, and our windows shake and rattle at the gust of wind, I like to sit alone in the room, Mother, with you, and hear you talk about the desert of Champa in the fairy tale. Where is it, Mother? On the shore of what sea? At the foot of what hills? In the kingdom of what king? There are no hedges there to mark the fields, no footpath across it by which the villagers reach their village in the evening. Or the woman who gathers dry sticks in the forest can bring her load to the market. With patches of yellow grass in the sand and only one tree where the pair of wise and birds have their nests, lies the desert of Champa. I can imagine how, on just such a cloudy day, the young son of the king is riding along on a grey horse through the desert, in search of the princess who lives imprisoned in the giant's palace across the unknown water. When the haze of the rain comes down in the distant sky, and the lightning starts up like a sudden flit of pen, does he remember his unhappy mother, abandoned by the king, sweeping the clouds still under whipping hot eyes, while he rides through the desert of Champa in the fairy tale? See, Mother, it is almost dark before the day is over, and there are no travellers yonder on the village road. The shepherd boy has gone home early from the pasture, and men have left their fields to sit on mats under the eaves of their huts, watching the swirling clouds. Mother, I have left all my books on the shelf. Do not ask me to do my lessons now. When I grow up and am big like my father, I shall learn all that must be learnt. But just for today, tell me, Mother, where the desert of Champa in the fairy tale is. The rainy day. Sullen clouds are gathering fast over the black fringe of the forest. Child, do not go out. The palm trees in the row by the lake are smiting their heads against the dismal sky. The crows with their draggled wings are silent on the timbered branches. An eastern bank of the river is haunted by a deepening gloom. Our cow is lowing loud, tied at the fence. Oh, child, wait here till I bring her into the stall. Men have crowded into the flooded field to catch the fishes, and they escape from the overflowing ponds. The rainwater is running in rills through the narrow lanes, like a laughing boy who has run away from his mother to tease her. Listen, someone is shouting for the boatman at the ford. Oh, child, the daylight is dim, and the crossing at the ferry is closed. The sky seems to ride fast upon the madly rushing rain. The water in the river is loud and impotent. Women have hastened home early from the gangs with their filled pitchers. The evening lamps must be made ready. Oh, child, do not go out. The road to the market is desolate. The land to the river is slippery. The wind is ruined and struggling among the bamboo branches like a wild beast tangled in a net. paper boat. Day by day, I float my paper boat one by one down the running stream. In big black letters, I write my name on them and the name of the village where I live. I hope that someone in some strange land will find them and know who I am. I load my little boat with surely flowers from our garden and hope that these blooms of the dawn will be carried safely to land in the night. I launch my paper boat and look up into the sky and see the little clouds setting their white burgling sails. I know not what playmate of mine in the sky sends them down the air to race with my boat. When night comes, I bury my face in my arms and dream that my paper boat floats on and on under the midnight stars. The fairies of sleep are sailing in them, and Aladdin is their basket full of dreams. Okay. 还是你们去打一架？还是你们去打一架？The boat of the boatman, Madhu, is moored at the wharf of Rajani. It is unlessly laden with jute and has been laying there idle for ever so long. If he would only let me his boat, I should man her with 100 oars and oised sails, 5 or 6 or 7. I should never steer her to stupid market. I should sail the 7 seas in the 13 rivers of Fairyland. But, mother, you won't wait for me in the corner. I am not going into the forest like Ramachandra to come back only after 14 years. I shall become the prince of the story and fill my boat with whatever I like. I shall take my friend Ashu with me. We shall sail merrily across the 7 seas and 13 rivers of Fairyland. We shall set sail in the early morning light. When at noontide you are bathing at the pond, we shall be in the land of the strange king. We shall pass the ford of Turpany and leave behind us the desert of Champa. When we come back, it will be getting dark, and I shall tell you of all that we have seen. I should cross the 7 seas and the 13 rivers of Fairyland.这鸟版我也管不着，你们可以@他，如果你真的想要的话。但我觉得他会答应，所以你要想清楚。想清楚了再问，他感觉会答应。The further bank. I long to go over there to the further bank of the river, where those boats are tied to the bamboo poles in a line, where men cross over in their boats in the morning with ploughs on their shoulders to till their faraway fields, where the cowherds make their lowing cattle swim across to the riverside pasture. Once they come back home in the evening, leaving the jackals to haul in this island overgrown with weeds. Mother, if you don't mind, I should like to become the boatman of the ferry when I am grown up. They say there are strange pools hidden behind that high bank, where flocks of wild ducks come when the rains are over, and thick reeds grow round the martins where waterbirds lay their eggs, where snipes with their dancing tails stamp their tiny footprints upon the clean soft mud, where in the evening the tall grasses crusted with white flowers invite the moonbeam to float upon their waves. Mother, if you don't mind, I should like to become the boatman of the ferry boat when I am grown up. I shall cross and cross back from bank to bank, and all the boys and girls of the village will wonder at me while they are bathing. When the sun climbs the mid-sky and morning wears on to moon, I shall come running to you saying, Mother, I'm hungry. When the day is done and the shadows cower under the trees, I shall come back in the dust. I shall never go away from you into the town to work like father. Mother, if you don't mind, I should like to become the boatman of the ferry boat when I am grown up. The Flower School. When storm clouds rumble in the sky and June showers come down, the moist east wind comes marching over the heath and blows its bagpipes among the bamboos. Then crowds of flowers come out of a sudden from nobody knows where and dance upon the grass in wild glee. Mother, I really think the flowers go to school underground. They do their lessons with doors shut, and if they want to come out to play before it is time, their master makes them stand in the corner. When the rains come, they have their holidays. Branches clash together in the forest, and the leaves rustle in the wild wind. The thunderclouds clap their giant hands, and the flowers' children rush out in dresses of pink and yellow and white. Do you know, Mother, their home is in the sky, where the stars are. Haven't you seen how eager they are to get there? Don't you know why they are in such a hurry? Of course, I can guess to whom they raise their arms and have their mother as I have my own. The merchant. Image, Mother, that you are to stay at home and I am to travel into strange lands. Imagine that my boat is ready at the landing, fully landed. Now think well, Mother, before you say what I shall bring for you when I come back. Mother, do you want hips and hips of gold? There, by the banks of golden streams, fields are full of golden harvest. And in the shade of the forest path, the golden Champa flowers dropped on the ground. I will gather them all for you in many hundred baskets. Mother, do you want pearls big as the raindrops of autumn? I shall cross the Pearl Island shore. There in the early morning light, pearls tremble on the meadow flowers, pearls drop on the grass, and pearls are scattered on the sand in spray by the wild sea waves. My mother shall have a pair of horses with wings to fly among the clouds. For father, I should be a magic pen that, without his knowing, will write of itself. For you, mother, I must have a casket and jewel that cost 7 kings their kingdoms. Sympathy. If I were only a little puppy, not your baby, mother dear, would you say no to me if I tried to eat from your dish? Would you drive me off, saying to me, "Get away, you naughty little puppy"? Then go, mother, go. I will never come to you when you call me, and never let you feed me any more. If I were only a little green parrot and not your baby, mother dear, would you keep me chained lest I should fly away? Would you shake your finger at me and say, "What an ungrateful wretch of a bird it is grounding at its chain day and night"? Then, go, mother, go. I will run away into the woods. I will never let you take me in your arms again. Vacation. When the gong sounds 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our land, every day I meet the hawker crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." There's nothing to hurry him on. There's no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." When at 4 in the afternoon I come back from the school, I can see through the gate of that house of gardener digging the ground. He does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task if he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. I wish I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody to stop me from digging. Just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window and watchmen walking up and down. The land is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with his shadow at his side, and never once goes to bed in his life. Yes, Kristal Banger. I wish I were a watchman walking the streets all night, chasing the shadows with my lantern. Superior. Mother, your baby is silly. She is so absurdly childish. She does not know the difference between the light in the street and the stars. When we play at eating with pebbles, he thinks they are real food and tries to put them into her mouth. When I open a book before her and ask her to learn her A, B, C, she tears the leaves with her hands and rolls for joy at nothing. This is your baby's way of doing her lesson. When I shake my head at her in anger and scold her and call her naughty, she laughs and thinks it great fun. Everybody knows that father is away, but if in play I called it aloud, "Father," she looks about her in excitement and thinks that father is near. When I hold my class with the donkeys that our washerman brings to carry away the clothes, and I warned her that I am the schoolmaster, she will scream for no reason and cry me dada. Your baby wants to catch the moon. She is so funny, she calls Janish. Mother, your baby is silly. She is so absurdly childish. The Little Big Man. I'm small because I am a little child. I shall be big when I am as old as my father is. My teacher will come and say, "It is late. Bring your slate and your books." I shall tell him, "Do you not know I am as big as father, and I must not have lessons anymore?" My master will wonder and say, "He can leave his books in if he likes, for he is grown up." I shall dress myself and walk to the fair where the crowd is thick. My uncle will come rushing up to me and say, "You will get lost, my boy. Let me carry you." I shall answer, "Can't you see, uncle, I'm as big as father. I must go to the fair alone." Uncle will say, "Yes, he can go whatever he likes, for he's grown up." Mother will come from her bath when I'm giving money to my nurse, for I shall know how to open a box with my key. Mother will say, "What are you about, naughty child?" I shall tell her, "Mother, don't you know, I'm as big as father, and I must give silver to my nurse." Mother will say to herself, "He can give money to whom he likes, for he is grown up." In the holiday time in October, father will come home and, thinking that I am still a baby, will bring for me from the town little shoes and small silken frocks. I shall say, "Father, give them to my dada, for I am as big as you." Father will think and say, "He can buy his own clothes if he likes, for he is grown up." 12 o'clock. Mother, I do want to leave off my lessons now. I have been at my book all morning. You say it is only 12 o'clock. Suppose it isn't any later. Can't you ever think it is afternoon when it is only 12 o'clock? I can easily imagine that now that the sun has reached the edge of that rice field and the old fisherwoman is gathering herbs for her supper by the side of the pond. I can just shut my eyes and think that the shadows are growing darker under the madder tree, and the water in the pond looks shining black. If 12 o'clock can come in the night, why can't the night come when it is 12 o'clock? Authorship. You say that father writes a lot of books, but what he writes I don't understand. He was reading to you all the evening, but could you really make out what he meant? What nice stories, Mother, you can tell us. Why can't father write like that, I wonder? Did he never hear from his own mother stories of giants and fairies and princesses? Has he forgotten them all? Often when he gets late for his bath, you have to go and call him 100 times. You wait and keep his dishes warm for him, but he goes on writing and forgets. Father always plays at making books. If ever I go to play in father's room, you come and call me, "What a naughty child." If I make the slightest noise, you say, "Don't you see that father's at his work?" What's the fun of always writing and writing? When I take up father's pen or pencil and write upon his book just as he does, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, why do you get cross with me then, Mother? You never say a word when father writes. When my father wastes such heaps of paper, Mother, you don't seem to mind at all. But if I take only one sheet to make a boat with, you say, "Child, how troublesome you are." What do you think of father's sporting sheets and sheets of paper with black marks all over the both sides? The Wicked Postman. Why do you sit there on the floor, so quiet and silent? Tell me, mother dear. The rain is coming in through the open window, making you all wet, and you don't mind. Do you hear the going striking 4? It is time for my brother to come home from school. What has happened to you that you look so strange? Haven't you got a letter from father today? I saw the postman bring letters in his bag for almost everybody in the town. Only father's letter he keeps to read himself. I'm sure the postman is a wicked man. But don't be unhappy about that, mother dear. Tomorrow is market day in the next village. You ask your maid to buy some paints and papers. I myself will write all father's letters. You will not find a single mistake. I shall write from A right up to K. But, mother, why do you smile? You don't believe that I can write as nicely as father does. But I shall rule my paper carefully and write all the letters beautifully big. When I finish my writing, do you think I shall be so foolish as father and drop it into the horrid postman's bag? I shall bring it to you myself, without waiting, and letter by letter help you to read my writing. I know the postman does not like to give you the really nice letters. The hero. Mother, let us imagine we are traveling and passing through a strange and dangerous country. You are riding in a palanquin and I am trotting by you on the red horse. It is evening and the sun goes down. The waste of Girondish lies wan and grey before us. The land is desolate and barren. You are frightened and thinking, I know not where we have come to. I say to you, Mother, do not be afraid. The meadow is prickly with spiky grass, and through it runs a narrow broken path. There are no cattle to be seen in the wide veld. They have gone to their village stalls. It grows dark and dim on the land and sky, and we cannot tell where we are going. Suddenly, you call me and ask me in a whisper, What light is that near the bank? Just then, there busts out a fearful yell, and figures come running towards us. You sit crouched in your palanquin and repeat the names of the gods in prayer. The bears, shaking in terror, hide themselves in the thorny bush. I shout to you, Don't be afraid, Mother, I'm here. With long sticks in their hands, and hair all wild about their heads, they come near and near. I shout, Have a care, you villains. One step more and you are dead men. They give another terrible yell and rush forward. You clutch my hand and say, Dear boy, for heaven's sake, keep away from them. I say, Mother, just you watch me. Then I spur my horse for a wild gallop, and my sword and buckler clash against each other. The fight becomes so fearful, Mother, that it would give you a cold shudder could you see it from your palanquin. Many of them fly, and a great number are cut to pieces. I know you are thinking, sitting all by yourself, that your boy must be dead by this time. But I come to you all stained with blood, and say, Mother, the fight is over now. You come out and kiss me, pressing me to your heart, and you say to yourself, I don't know what I should do if I hadn't my boy to escort me. 1,000 Useless things happen day after day, and why couldn't such a thing come true by chance? It would be like a story in a book. My brother would say, "Is it possible? I always thought he was so delicate." Our village people would all say in amazement, "Was it not lucky that the boy was with his mother?" It is time for me to go, mother. I'm going. When in the paling darkness of the lonely dawn you stretch out your arms for your baby in the bed, I shall say, "Baby's not there, mother. I'm going." I shall become a delicate draught of air and caresses you, and I shall be ripples in the water when you bath, and kiss you again. In the gusty night when the rain patters on the leaves, you will hear my whisper in your bed, and my laughter will flash with the lightning through the open window into your room. If you lie awake, thinking of your baby till late into the night, I shall sing to you from the stars, "Sleep, mother, sleep." On the stray moonbeams I shall steal over your bed and light upon your bosom while you sleep. I shall become a dream, and through the little opening of your eyelids I shall slip into the depth of your sleep. And when you wake up and look round startled, like a twinkling firefly, I shall flit out into the darkness. When on the great festival of Puja, the neighbors' children come and play about the house, I shall melt into the music of the flute and throb in your heart all day. Dear auntie will come with Puja presents and will ask, "Where's our baby, sister?" Mother, you will tell her softly, "He's in the pupils of my eyes. He's in my body and in my soul." The recall. The night was dark when he went away, and they slept. The night is dark now, and I call for her. "Come back, my darling. The world is asleep, and no one will know if you came for a moment while stars are gazing at stars." She went away when the trees were in bud and the spring was young. Now the flowers are in high bloom, and I call, "Come back, my darling." The children gather and scattered flowers, and reckless, you come and take one little blossom, no one will miss it. Those that used to play are playing still. So spendthrift is life. I listen to the chatter and call, "Come back, my darling, for mother's heart is full to brim with love, and if you come to snatch only one little kiss from her, no one will grudge it." The first jasmines. These jasmines, these white jasmines. I seem to remember the first day when I filled my hands with these jasmines, these white jasmines. I have loved the sunlight, the sky, and the green earth. I have heard the liquid murmur of the river through the darkness of midnight. Autumn sunsets have come to me at the bend of the road in the lonely waste, like a bride raising her veil to accept her lover. Yet my memory is still sweet with the first white jasmines that I held in my hand when I was a child. Many a glad day has come in my life, and I have laughed with merrymakers on festival nights. On grey mornings of rain, I have crooned many an idle song. I have worn round my neck the evening worth of bucklers woven by the hand of love. Yet my heart is sweet with the memory of the first fresh jasmines that filled my hands when I was a child. The Banyan tree. You shaggy-headed banyan tree standing on the bank of the pond. Have you forgotten the little child, like the birds that have nested in your branches and left you? Do you not remember how he sat at the window and wondered at the tangle of your roots that plunged underground? The woman would come to fill the jars in the pound, and your huge black shadow would wriggle on the water like sleep struggling to wake up. Sunlight danced on the ripples like restless tiny shuttles waving golden tapestry. Two ducks swam by the weedy margin above their shadows, and the child would sit still and think. He longed to be the wind and blow through your rustling branches, to be your shadow and lengthen with the day on the water, to be a bird and perch on your topmost twig, and to float like those ducks among the weeds and shadows. Blessless little heart, this white soul that has won the kiss of heaven for our earth. He loves the light of the sun, he loves the sight of his mother's face. He has not learned to despise the dust and to hanker after gold. Clasp him to your heart and bless him. He has come into the land and 100 crossroads. I know not how he chose you from the crowd, came to your door and grasped your hand to ask his way. He will follow you, laughing and talking, and not a doubt in his heart. Keep his trust, lead him straight, and bless him. Lay your hand on his head, and pray that through the waves underneath grow threatening, yet the breath from above many may come and fill his sails and waft him to the heaven of peace. Forget him not in your hurry. Let him come to your heart and bless him. The gift. I want to give you something, my child, for we are drifting in the stream of the world. Our lives will be carried apart and our love forgotten. But I'm not so foolish as to hope that I could buy your heart with my gifts. Young is your life, your path long, and you drink the love we bring you at one draught and turn and run away from us. You have your play and your playmates. What harm is there if you have no time or thoughts for us? We, indeed, have leisure enough in old age to count the days that are past, to cherish in our hearts what our hands have lost forever. The river runs swift with the sun, breaking through all barriers, but the mountains stays and remembers and follows her with his love. My song. This song of mine will wind its music around you, my child, like the fond arms of love. This song of mine will touch your forehead like a kiss of blessing. When you are alone, it will sit by your side and whisper in your ear. When you are in the crowd, it will fence you about with a full aloofness. My song will be like a pair of wings to your dreams. It will transport your heart to the verge of the unknown. It will be like the faithful star overhead when dark night is over your road. My song will sit in the pupils of your eyes and will carry your sight into the heart of things. And when my voice is silent in death, my song will speak in your living heart. The child angel. They clamor and fight. They doubt and despair. They know no end to their worklings. Let your life come amongst them like a flame of light, my child, unflickering and pure, and delight them into silence. They are cruel in their greed and their envy. Their words are like hidden knives, thirsting for blood. Go and stand amidst their scrolling hearts, my child, and let your gentle eyes fall upon them like a forgiving peace of the evening over the strifes of the day. Let them see your face, my child, and thus know the meaning of all things. Let them love you, and thus love each other. Come and take your seat in the bosom of the limitedness, my child. At sunrise, open and raise your heart like a blossoming flower, and at sunset, bend your head and in silence complete the worship of the day. The last bargain. Come and hire me, I cried, while in the morning I was walking on the stone-paved road. Sword in hand, the king came in his chariot. He held my hand and said, I will hire you with my power. But his power counted for naught, and he went away in his chariot. In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors. I wandered along the crooked lane. An old man came out with his bag of gold. He pondered and said, I will hire you with my money. He weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. It was evening. The garden hedge was all aflower. The fair maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone into the dark. The sun glistened on the sand, and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. From thenceforward, that bargain struck in child's play made me a freedman. The end. 我们第一次一个直播念完一本书，我喝一口水。好烫，牙背都行。Gotta drink something else. やべ、熱い。水星是谁？水星是谁？金还是烫的？对啊。到底什么邪教态？水晶教吧。因为我有超厉害保温杯，所以它还是烫，它还是烫的。还没睡着，沉浸在阅读的氛围中，人生好久没读书了。How do you feel? 刚刚自己读完觉得心灵祥和，觉得心灵祥和，希望你们也比较困。如果你有睡眠困扰的话，希望你比较困。OMG， 水晶这个声线好赞！再读个 Live ABC 英文杂志 I wish I could, but I don't have one with me. I might have some. Wait, hold on. I might have some magazine, but 可是里面的文章都很无聊。What else do I have? 还可以念泰戈尔的《飘鸟集》，应该不难。本来要念《飘鸟集》，但我觉得一句一句的断断续续的，糟该，应该也没有干嘛，就是路过，所以没关系。I don't really care that much. It's fine. Thank you. 大姐姐念书给你听不香吗？我不是大姐姐，我是土拨鼠。我是土拨鼠。我看一点点笔卷，好像太一点点。你们现在是听得清楚我的吗？因为我的麦其实不算到太好，我其实不知道我这样子讲话你们听不听得清楚。温柔土拨鼠大姐姐念书给你听，好。这里不能有黑粉，没关系啊，我不在意，也不是不在意啦，一定会在意，但就是 I'm okay with that。清楚，你们说我很清楚，谢谢谢谢，我也觉得我很清楚。我是清楚系大姐姐，我很清楚。そうです。念英文好有魅力，谢谢你，我有看到，感谢你的夸赞。我只是觉得念英文的时候比较没有母语羞耻。人设什么时候变土拨鼠？因为我之前常常在直播中土拨鼠叫，就不是有个短片是有一只站着的土拨鼠，然后叫超大声吗？我也常常那样叫。我不是什么低音女生，我是土拨鼠。结果又熬夜了，昨天2点半睡，2点半还好啦，2点半，在英国应该还早吧？你只是在不同的时区啊。这个我们好久以前就讨论过啦。我们是 international 的人，我们过一个不同的时区。又熬夜了，你说现在吗？这个12点53分吗？这样算熬夜吗？对不起，我不能拿我的标准看别人。可能你们平常是10点睡觉的，那你有点熬了呢，可以去睡了。今天晚上心律不整，听着水晶的声音有稍微放松。我一定要去看水晶土拨鼠叫，我还没看过，我忘记在哪里了。希望你心率有比较好一些，舒服一些。我们好像可以开2个小时整。心律不整还是别听土拨鼠叫了，怕你心脏病了。那个是蛮吵的，而且你如果现在是这个音量，你点进另外一个直播档应该会被吵死。可能先不要。好啊，明天去看，好啊。 还是现在叫一个把它叫起来？那我前面念这1个多小时是念好玩的吗？但飘鸟集里面有好多不是英文的字，应该是印度的，我不确定，因为泰戈尔是印度人，有一些我看到时候想说完蛋，这不是英文，就用他的拼音下去念，应该是不对的。但我也是不知道那个印度文该怎么说。不要起来重睡啦，好不容易我们这个安安静静的 ASMR 哄睡台进行了快到1点钟，我现在把你们叫起来，我是有病吗？不好吧，好不容易，对不对？我们第一次在直播里面念完完整的一本书诶，结果我把你们叫起来重睡，不妥吧？而且最恶劣的是叫起来重睡之后直接下播，把你们丢给别人。如果把你们叫起来，然后我们玩点什么就算了，没有，直接下播。我吃一口提拉米苏。动动无不对。哇，你那个部首是怎么打出来的？要怎么直打那一点一撇？那个注音要按什么才按得出来？哦，复制。好啦，这篇新月集呢，文字都比较简单，但我觉得，因为我很少读英文的诗，我自己觉得念起来蛮那叫什么？蛮有韵味。那，这是应该会是最后一次精英教育，是我自己挑文本来念。之后的精英教育呢，会开放给2代劳健保们，他们传想要我念的东西给我。那这一次念的内容呢，我会选一些我自己喜欢的句子，放在精挑细选里面，然后附上一些我自己的心得感想，或者是单字解析，放在这个2代劳健保们会获得的这个精挑细选档案夹里面。所以如果你听完新月集你自己蛮感兴趣的，你可以去找来看，文本在网络上都找得到，也很好阅读。那如果你好奇水晶的心得笔记，可以加入2代劳健保。然后这个明天晚上呢，还是有歌回。礼拜6的这个 Jump King 呢，可能会有一些变动，再跟大家滚动式报告。好，水晶晚安，拜拜拜拜。水晶也红到有黑粉的程度啦，但他只是路过吧，就是也不算黑粉，他没有做什么持续性的攻击我的事情，可能只是点进来，然后听到有 VTuber 在念英文，想说什么东西啊，所以留下一句话就走了。It's fine。你精英教育不选文本，让水晶念想念的。It's okay。如果能够多获得一些我自己能够触及的以外的东西，我也觉得蛮好的。毕竟可能我找都永远只是那些，但有个机会念念看别人给我的也不错，可能是我自己不会去接触到的东西。水晶唱歌也好听，谢谢。别在意很棒，没有了，我没在意了。感觉你们比我还在意，谢谢你们，我没有很在意，真的。I'm okay, I'm fine. 感谢呢，叮叮叮。 好啦，我们凑一个整点，好吧？希望念完你们好睡一点。这里没有人是黑粉，有的话早就扳手敲晕关起来。不用扳手敲晕关起来，好生给人家请走就行了。好，我来看一下。如果你是还不想睡的人的话呢，可以去哪里？选一个不要太荒闹的。哦，我们可以去凯利斯的台看一看。刚初配信完的他发了一个图发歌会，我们可以去看一下。传论文给水晶，我会努力的阅读它，我认真，就是既然我自己给了你们这个文章选择权，我就会去努力达成它。有黑粉出现，我们都会变成评委。好，看好1点整，谢谢你们今天来，希望有让你们心情更平静一些，更好睡一些。那想睡觉的人建议原地离席，不然你会被传送到歌回去。那个大家等一下被传送的时候，音量记得调小，因为水晶的台应该算比较小声，我怕你们耳朵炸掉，所以那个音量记得先调小。想要待会从头补档，搞不好可以做梦梦到读英文。谢谢世英，你在大声什么？好奇内容，等身体好点要认真读书。好啊，新月集的话在网络上都找得到，就是一篇简单的诗集这样子。好，跟你们道晚安。小杨晚安，欧大桑晚安，多瑞晚安，徐荣晚安 ，Kido 晚安，阿佩晚安，世颖晚安，东东晚安。水晶台很放松，太好了。维尼旺晚安，北门76晚安，微恰晚安，金堂城晚安，滴滴桑晚安。好，那我们就明天晚上再见 ，OK？ 这样，拜拜。音量要记得拉哦，不然耳朵会炸掉。拜拜。古露丝晚安，晚安，谢谢你来。蓝鹅白星晚安。茶茶晚安。